Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Welcome back, everybody. Today's guest, including John Shannon, brought to you by the Vancouver Giants. Connor Bedard makes one more visit to the LEC for the CHL Top Prospects game, January 25th. You can get into that game that's sold out by getting a Top Prospect pack. More information, call 604-4-GIANTS, 604-426-8687. That's a Petri Skriko and a Sidney Crosby. We're joined now by John Shannon, NHL Analyst, co-host of the Bob McCown podcast. Now, is there a clothing deal that we have that I don't know about? John, what's going on? You look good.
I just thought I'd start the new year off a little higher scale than normal. By the way, just for the record.
Beautiful. We are live. Thank you.
Live. And show and tell continues. There it is, boys.
What?
Got my Bobby Schmutz hockey card.
Oh, okay.
Bobby Schmutz.
And Bobby Schmutz, one of the late Bobby Schmutz, one of the great early Canucks. And I don't think
he was my favorite player.
Yeah,
he was my favorite player. I don't tell Talon that. But,
yeah, and people talk about deals the Canucks made that they might want back. Bobby Schmutz to the Boston Bruins wasn't a good one back in the day, and he helped Boston.
I don't know. Chris Odlison never really made it, did he?
Oh, he was fine. Yes, Chris was fine. He
was good. I liked
that
him.
Back.
Yep.
Hey, John, Canada will play Czechia today in the World Junior Final. I don't think you've commented on this, but just how impressed are you? And this is an obvious question with number 16 in red and white, Connor Bedard.
Wow, he's. I must admit, I had not seen him play very often. Maybe twice playing for John Paddock's team in Regina. But when you consider this platform, this level of hockey, his speed and his shot, I am overwhelmed by how well he shoots the puck. He's an impressive young guy. I would say the one thing that jumps out at me about the whole tournament is the speed of everyone. The game is just getting faster and faster every year. And I suspect at this point it's the influence of a guy like Connor McDavid, who has really taken speed to another level. And I just think that he's inspired other players to improve their speed too. And that's what, Connor Bedard was 10 years old when Connor McDavid was 14 playing in the or 15 playing in the OHL. So I mean, these guys inspire each other, and we all think they're kids. So,
is it possible to predict what Connor Bedard can do at the NHL level? Everybody just assumes he's going to be lights out, scoring leader, that sort of thing. What do you think?
I think eventually he will. The key thing is once he gets drafted, I think it really puts him in a really difficult position to think that he's going to be this good right away. He's pretty slight, Donnie, and as McDavid was, but McDavid was a bigger body even when he came out of Erie, and so that's the biggest challenge. I think within 2 or 3 years, though, we are going to be marveling at Connor Bedard at the National Hockey League level as we marvel at McDavid.
John, the trade deadline is less than 2 months away, and I got a feeling there could be
already.
There could be some fireworks in Vancouver, starting with Bo Horvat.
Yep. That's not a good start to this question, by the way. Right?
Well, it is, because I'm going to ask John, what's your gut saying? Does he get traded, or can they find a way to re-sign him, which is going to be tough?
Well, everybody I talk to thinks he's getting traded. That's the bottom line, and that becomes making sure that you can get enough quality in return. And in order to do that, I just don't know how they can do that without allowing a team to try to talk to Horvat beforehand in order to get an extension in place, right?
Right.
Just a rental will not get you that much unless you have a team that thinks they're that close to winning the Stanley Cup. And at this point, I don't know who that would be. And perhaps we will know by the first week in March. But at the same time, Bo's not the only one in the National Hockey League that's going to be put through this ringer between now and trade deadline. There are going to be 4 or 5 other players that we're going to be talking about, saying, is he going to be moved? And what will the price be? And then you have to wonder, if one gets moved, the domino effect of all the others and the effect on the price at that point. And that's going to be the real challenge. I mean, if you tell me that Bo's going to get moved, is he going to get moved before Patrick Kane or Jonathan Toews?
Right.
And because it in the end, it's really dictated by not what the Canucks or the Blackhawks want, is what the team who's making the deal needs in order to win. And that becomes the real challenge, to read those tea leaves.
John, the new regime here is getting a lot of heat right now. They have for a few weeks. There's no question. You know Jim Rutherford from your days in Pittsburgh, Carolina, when he was there. He doesn't look like a guy that is concerned if the media is ripping him or the Canucks fans are ripping him. Do you still see him being patient or saying, look at the heat's coming left, right, and center, I'm going to make a move?
Well, I know he's angry.
Yeah.
He's pretty crabby these days.
Yeah.
The last time I saw him in person was Hall of Fame night in mid-November. And it was, as much as it was a pleasant time to talk to him, it was not a pleasant conversation because he's just not happy. I also know that he doesn't read or listen to anybody. I know that you guys have great viewership, but he's not glued in to check, paying attention to what you guys say or what anybody else says. He runs his business. He runs this business the way he sees fit without outside influence. And I think that he's trying to stay the course. I think that they're trying to find a way to make this work under very, very trying circumstances. I'd be more concerned about relationships internally. Like, what is the relationship between Jim and Bruce Boudreau right now? Mm-hmm. How would you define that? I think that's something that they've done a very good job of keeping inside. And I would be surprised to think that it's very positive right now. So from that perspective, I think that, this is the influences that are going to stop Jim Rutherford from being patient are going to come from within the organization. And I listened to the whole previous hour, which, by the way, was great television. I love listening to you guys with the passion that you have for this hockey club. I actually think in many ways you might be missing one of the key issues with this hockey club, and it's not Horvat and it's not Miller. It's the defense.
Yeah.
It's the defense. If this team had a fair to Midland defense, offense has not been the problem.
Nope.
It's solved the problem on the blue line, please, and then we can talk. I mean, Spencer Martin's been a great story, but he's not Thatcher Demko.
No.
So I think that those are the discussions that are occurring inside, saying, where are our big issues? Do we have issues in our forward lines? I'm not sure we do. Do we have issues on defense? Abso-frigging-lutely. That's where the problem is.
It would have been a better first hour if we dressed like you are today, John.
No. Listen, this comes with age, Donnie. I was told when I walked into the Hockey Night in Canada office in 1977, they said, "Young man, if you work here, you have to wear a shirt and tie." And I said, "Yes, Mr. Huff, I'll wear a shirt and tie." Yeah. So
whatever works.
I've been wearing shirts and ties ever since.
Whatever works. Hey, John, thanks for this. Happy New Year. We'll talk to you next week.
Cheers, boys.
You bet.